Hi, Marianne Croce here from Small Biz Vantage and the creator of 3 Day Weekend System. And I'm glad to be here each and every week. I do these lives for a couple of reasons. The first one is for you to be able to shift your perspective of your business, shift your vantage, if you will, and really turn that into your competitive edge. Look beyond your shop, the four walls of your shop, your business. The next reason is for you to be able to take one action item away each and every week. I can't put enough emphasis on the magic, the achievements happen in the doing. That's where it happens. You can read, you can listen to me, you can listen to others, but the magic really happens in the doing. It causes a ripple effect and you really start building momentum and it makes an impact on your business. So that's the second reason I do these lives. I get a common question when I meet people. Marianne, who do you work with? And I work with single location auto shop owners who are in what I call owner overload, some form of it. And they basically feel like they're going 24/7. They have to go 24/7 when it comes to their business, and they wanna be present at home. They wanna have a life, as well, and that's where I come in and I help. So this week's topic is loyal team tips. I can't tell you how many times I have talked to a shop owner that said, "Hiring is a challenge today." And it is, I get it. The workforce has changed, the industry has changed. There is so much out there finger pointing and blame, but I like to get to solving the issues that people are having, not just, be there complaining about it. And the truth is that if you find and if you find the idea or process of hiring, right? Because many owners have told me, Marianne, I hire and I train only to have people leave, voluntarily on their own, or, you have to let them go, some form of that. And today, what I want to do is I want to unpack my framework to keep your auto shop team engaged and loyal. And it's a six-step framework called Engaged. ENGAGE. Okay, engage. And this will really help you keep your team happy, motivated, and sticking around. Now, of course, they have to be the right people. We all know that. But I'm sharing actionable steps to improve team engagement and retention in your shop without breaking the bank or complicating things. Like we like to keep it simple because that's what works and that's how we get things done. So let me just dive right into this. So the first step of the Engage framework is establish a strong onboarding process. The first few weeks are critical when you hire someone. If your team members don't feel welcome and supported in the beginning when they're hired, here's the thing. They already have one foot out the door. Because when they're hired, they want to know that they made the right decision. Because it is a big deal to change jobs. So I want to share with you some actionable steps. Create a 30, a 60, and a 90-day onboarding process, a plan. Assign a mentor to guide the new hires. And have a checklist that makes onboarding consistent and smooth. This way, it's the same process, same steps for everyone that comes into your shop. No one feels like they were treated differently when they were hired than someone now. So that's really important. So an example would be when shop owners have implemented this system, they've told me these are their words. I made better hires once our process improved. So it wasn't that they're the people that they were interviewing weren't necessarily the right people, or the people doing the interviewing weren't really good at it. It was just that when their process improved, also they found that they made better hires. Step 2, nurture and growth. So your team doesn't want to feel like they're in a dead end job. That's really important today. People don't want to feel that way. So show them the future with you. What will it look like? What can it look like? So actionable tips for this would be offer training and certifications. Something to consider, right? Hold one-on-one meetings to discuss career and personal goals. Don't wait a whole year. Find out what your team is looking for, because there are different dreams, different desires for different people, and they may be in a different stage of life. So don't just assume that everyone wants the same thing, and provide clear pathways for advancement. Make sure that they understand that you have a path. So I want to give you an example of this. Think about a tech who always wants to be learning the latest diagnostic, or your service writer who wants to be able to get better at handling objections. Give them the tools to grow, and they'll reward you with loyalty. Because when I interviewed people over the last 25 years, I can tell you that every one of them had said that the best boss that they ever had in some form or another, these are basically what the words they use. They said it was somebody who believed in them, somebody who gave them a chance. So that hasn't changed. So when we talk about this, we're talking about the next step is give recognition. This is G. And it's human nature. People love to feel appreciated. And it doesn't take much to make a big impact, but they really want to know that they're valued. A simple thank you goes a long way. Maybe even sending somebody a written thank you. Celebrating wins during team meetings. Another one would be start something small, like idea of the month. Maybe somebody encourage people to come up with ideas. Maybe someone came up with a great idea. You've implemented it as a team, you've tweaked it, and now that is something that is going to stick and you're going to use it in your shop. The idea to keep mindful of here is don't wait for the big stuff. Acknowledge the day-to-day contributions too. Doesn't always have to be something huge. You don't have to wait for that. Step 4A is address challenges early. Unresolved frustrations really do fester. And before you know it, you're losing good people over things that you may not have even known about. So an actionable tip here would be regular check-ins and growth one-on-ones. Where does someone have to grow? Where would someone like to grow? What are they, when I use this on a one-on-one, we're talking about growth, is somebody ready, willing, and able, right? What tools do they need to be able? And you can provide those, but are they ready and are they willing to do it? Do they really want to grow? Another one is open communication. You want to encourage that so that people can talk to you and you can talk to them openly. And then act quickly and fairly with conflicts. You have to make sure that you are acting quickly, because if you let that go, it is really, really difficult and it can destroy a culture. So a perspective shift for this one would be your team members are giving you feedback, even if it's unspoken, right? attitude, the way people carry themselves, maybe looks, rolling of the eyes, all of that, even if it's unspoken. It's very important to take note of that. So the question here is, are you listening to that feedback? Are you paying attention to it? Step number 5G is grow team culture. Culture isn't just about pizza parties. It's about creating an environment where people feel valued and connected. So, actionable tips for this one would be define and communicate shop values. These are the core values in the shop. And if people go against these values, it's a problem. So, as you know, or many of you may know, I am a shop owner still. I do coaching, but I own a shop since 1999. And I would say one of the biggest core values in our shop is respect. Everyone is treated with respect. That difficult customer or that team member that comes in and they have an attitude problem that day, everybody is treated with respect. We want to know what's going on and that we're here to support you and help you. And it's amazing, right? When you give respect, you get respect. People, those difficult customers will actually call up and apologize. It makes a difference. So it's really important to do that. So you want to make sure that you also host team building activities, even if they're small ones, right? It doesn't have to be this huge event. It could be something really small. One of the activities that we did was when the weather was warm out, we had a little cornhole tournament outside. And that was a lot of fun for everyone. And, a team got bragging rights. It can be something simple, just taking a little time in the day to do something like that, or taking time at the end of the day. Involve your team in decisions that affect them. Something that's going to affect them, don't just make a decision. There's a lot of decisions that you can include them in on. And that means that they're aligned. So a mindset shift for this one, for growing your team culture, would be a strong culture isn't built overnight, but it starts with small, consistent actions. And then they realize that this is the way it's going to be. And they know that you're true to those core values because of that consistency. Number 6, the E, is evaluate compensation and benefits. So fair pay, a competitive wage, is foundational. That's not negotiable. Today, that is foundational. But it's not just about money. Benefits and perks matter too. So actionable items on this one would be definitely benchmark pay against industry standards to make sure that you are competitive. But consider creative perks, like maybe a tool stipend or something like a AAA membership, gas cards. Then there are non-monetary benefits, like a shout out on social media for their hard work, or breakfast or lunch for the team, recognition for their idea, having them train a new team member. So choose someone that you think would be really good at that, give them the resources, and then assign them to train a new team member. It might be something that they didn't expect, but they're excited to do. So I want you to note here, keep this in mind, is sometimes small adjustments really show that you're paying attention, and it can be priceless. So every week I do my 1 week rule, which means take action now. Which step will help you the most right now? Will it be the E for establish a strong onboarding process? Will it be the N, nurture and grow? How about G, give recognition? A, address challenges early. G, grow your team. Or E, evaluate compensation and benefits. Let me know, put it in the chat even after the live is over, right? I will respond to all comments, but it gets you thinking about taking that action and what you're going to do. And it's not about perfection. That's not what we're looking about. It's about progress. Creating that culture is really, really important. So, lastly, every week I leave you with a pro thinking tip. Building a great team takes time, but every step you take will make your business more profitable, sustainable, and enjoyable. So keep leading with purpose. So I'm glad you're here. Again, any comments that you make, I will respond to, and I'm happy to have you here. So that's it for this week's Auto Shop Success in 15 minutes, and have an enjoyable week. Thanks for being here.